What's up, guys? My name is Patrick Martinez, and we are this week at the PBA Springfield Classic Tour Stop here in Springfield, Missouri, inside Enterprise Park Lanes. And we are going to go ahead and get into the first day of the whole entire week, which is PTQ Day. Probably one of the most important days for the players that are not in the top 50 list of the tour list points. Now, if you don't know how it works, in the PTQ, there's going to be a specific field. At this stop itself, it's going to be 80 players, and out of those 80 players, the top 12 make it into the main field that only take 64, I believe. So there is 52 players that are already on the actual tour stop, and we're taking another 12 into tomorrow. We are going to be taking it down to 12 people that are going to make it into the main event from the PTQ day. So let's get right into it, and let's see some of the action that we saw today in the PTQ here in Springfield, Missouri.
you
at Game 4, we had two 300 games, which were shot by Justin Knowles and Frank Snodgrass, both players that made the US Open top 9 last week on the TV show. So we're going to go ahead and watch those, and then we'll talk a little bit more about what the numbers look like at the end of the day.
wasn't sure about my swing and everything because I struggled with the US Open for those who I watched. So today I came in with a clear mind, wasn't really worried about what was on the lanes, or worried about just making good shots and keep my swing under my head and in line. So today was a focus on making good shots, and fortunately the pattern played into what I like to do, so it made it even more comfortable for me today. So it's a good confidence boost going into the rest of this week. I'm looking forward to just making good shots and hoping the Finns fall the same way they did in the PTQ.
Yeah, so this morning felt pretty good heading to the PTQ. I've always liked this building. I've had a lot of success in this building, and now that Kansas City's in my backyard, this one kind of feels like home. Bowling the PTQ today, I noticed the scores were pretty high to start with, and wasn't really, I wouldn't say I had many high scores, but we kept plugging away, and by the end of it, we needed a pretty good last game, and it felt good to execute some good shots later down in that block. And thankfully, we were the number, so going into this tournament now, I mean, it's gravy. Like, Justin Knowles did it all last week at the US Open, so why can't I do it this week, you know? Looking forward to a good week.
So at the end of the day, the cut number ended up being 228 over for the top 12. So those top 12 bowlers are listed right here. And those were the bowlers that made it into the actual main event. And Anthony Neuer was the leader of the PTQ at 404 over. He absolutely demolished them for 8 games. And Zach Wilkins from Canada went 228 over. He actually jumped into the number the last game with a big 224 game that he really needed to be able to jump right into the number after having a little bit of a mishap in the middle of the block. So make sure you guys check out the rest of the videos that are going to come up for all the PBA Tour stops. Again, my name is Patrick Martinez. Make sure you guys hit that like, subscribe button, turn on those post notifications. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Talk to you later.